when you're involved in ministry, you can encounter anything, right? So here's a family that has a child that's diagnosed with a rare congenital genetic defect. They find out, about the time the child's supposed to start talking, they find out their child's going to die. But it might be 6 years, or it might be 12 years before she does. The presence of that child is a testimony to the fallenness of this world, right? And the fact that we all are under the sentence of death. But some of us look healthier than others, but we're all under the sentence of death. And here's a family that has it right in front of their face, day and night. But they're loving and caring for their child. That funeral came after 6 years or so of living with this trial in the life of this family. I was always humbled and absolutely amazed by what the people in that church did in ministering to that family. And I had nothing to do with it. I didn't orchestrate it, I didn't plan it, I didn't make any suggestions. It was just, I would hear about it. These women and men, both ministering to both of those people, to both of those parents, did things spontaneously with them, and I observed it. But it was a part of this whole context into which, when I did a funeral, I was speaking into that context. It wasn't sterile. It wasn't me just trying to figure out, well, how do I say something to this family? But I knew them well. I knew what they struggled with, and I was there the day that this little girl died. I went over to their house, and this little girl's older sister was holding her. But when I thought about her life, I thought about her life, that little girl's life, in the context of all that had happened in our church. And what came to mind was the statement that Jesus made to his disciples when they asked him about the blind guy who sinned, was it him or his parents? And Jesus said it wasn't either one of them, but it was that God's glory might be manifested, which Jesus would demonstrate when he healed this man. And I thought about this little girl's life, that you want your child to live to the glory of God. That little girl lived her whole life to the glory of God. I can't say that about myself or about my children, but that little girl did. She fulfilled her purpose. So, when we think about her as having a malformation of some sort, but I think she was made perfectly, just the way God wanted her to be. And she served her purpose to the glory of God in ways that were profound in the life of that congregation. So I had that in mind, and the whole context of what had happened, not just in their lives, but in the life of this congregation. When I did the funeral, and that was a bigger picture, than just about what am I going to say. And it was all gospel oriented. It was what God had done in and through her life, even though she never spoke a word. It really was amazing. And later on, the father of that child, he asked me if he should continue to be a deacon. I almost fell over on the floor. I said, you are eminently qualified. So anybody who has a problem like that, I'm sending them to you. I don't even have a high school graduation, with regard to experiencing that kind of suffering and difficulty. You have a PhD. So, we've had other subsequent things happen like that as well in people's lives. I always send them to them.
Hi, my name is David Wilson. I'm the director for Bent Tree. Why are we doing these videos? It's because we want to tell people's stories. We think as they tell their stories, they bring you into their story. And we think that if you hear their stories, maybe you'll have the courage to tell yours, or that you'll ask other people about theirs. We think this is a worthwhile ministry for you to invest in. If you'll see at the end of these videos, there'll be a link for you to see if you could donate to us. We sure could use the help. Thank you.